This is Optimal Finance Daily, Episode 7, 4 Dumb Money Mistakes, by Ramit Sethi of IWillTeachYouToBeRich.com.
Get ready to maximize your potential with Optimal Finance Daily, the podcast that brings you the best content in personal finance 5 days a week. Your optimal life awaits. Now here's your host, Dan Warren.
Hello again, and welcome to Optimal Finance Daily. This is where I read to you from some of the best personal finance blogs on the planet. And today, we have a post from Ramit Sethi of IWillTeachYouToBeRich.com. Now, several years ago, my wife bought a copy of Ramit's book. It's also called I Will Teach You to Be Rich. And let me tell you, it is really a great primer for particularly younger people just starting out to get a feel for how to essentially be an adult when it comes to personal finance and managing money, because so many young people just don't seem to have the knowledge that they really need to think about money in a beneficial and healthy way. And advice like Ramit's can really help to get you off on the right foot when you get that first job out of college, or to help older folks make up for lost time if they've had some missteps along the way. So you're going to hear from Ramit today. If you have any topic requests for the future, come visit oldpodcast.com. And before I get to today's post, if you find value in the idea of this show, reading these blog posts to you for free, please do take a moment and simply subscribe to the show. And even better, share it with a friend or two who could benefit from some personal finance content. A subscriber goes a long way in the world of podcasting, so it is greatly appreciated, and it's a really nice and easy way for you to show your support for us. And with that, let's get right to it and start optimizing your life. 4 Dumb Money Mistakes by Ramit Sethi of IWillTeachYouToBeRich.com. I love making fun of horrible money advice and atrocious career advice as much as anyone else, but sometimes we have to turn the focus onto ourselves. How many of us choose to focus on the most pointless areas of personal finance? Should I open this credit card? I feel guilty paying for brand name cheese. Do you think I should buy one of those coupon books? People waste time on minor decisions and debate minutiae for several reasons. It's all they know, since they've repeatedly had the latte example shoved down their throats for 20 years, even though it hasn't worked. They don't have an overarching money system, so they grasp at whatever decisions are in front of them. Small decisions make us feel productive, while big wins take systematic work. Think about it for a second. You can work for 2 years to really optimize one area of your finances, for example, honing your discipline to stop buying chocolate. But what if you've picked the wrong thing to work on? What if chocolate purchases are only 0.00001% of your total spending? No matter how hard you work at disciplining yourself, it's ultimately useless. It's like being CEO of the wrong company. I'd like to talk about some of the most common areas we focus on and highlight some effective and ineffective ways to think about them. Why? Because being rich isn't about which credit card you use or which bank you choose. If you want to live a rich life, learn to focus on the bigger picture. Mindset, execution, and timing are more important than sitting around and debating minutiae. Let's go through some examples to help apply this to your life. The point is to work on the right things, not to simply try harder. Mistakes. Paying off debt. Goal. Get out of debt. What people obsess about. Negotiating APR, credit score, transferring balances between cards. What they should really care about. Cutting costs and automating payments. People in credit card debt spend time debating which credit card they should get, how they can quickly up their credit score, or whether or not they should negotiate a lower APR. Those things will only take you so far. The number one thing they need to do is automate their payments and cut costs to pay off the debt. The problem is that thinking about how to use my script to get a lower APR and calculating how much 5% lower APR will save them is more fun, sexier, and seems more tactical. I don't care how many blog posts or books you've read about the intricacies of credit. If you haven't actually done the number one thing you need to do, it's worthless. And again, that thing is cutting costs and automating payments. Mistakes. Earning more. Goal. Increase your income. What people obsess about. Business cards, how much to charge, what their idea is. What they should really care about. How to earn money. When trying to earn more money, the number one barrier is finding an idea. Instead of systematically testing different ideas, most people simply wait for the idea to fall down from heaven, and they do this for their entire lives. Worse, some people delusionally waste time on business cards, setting up an LLC, and obsessing over pricing. I've seen this in literally thousands of examples of students I've worked with. And yet most of these activities are pointless. The best example of this is Nicole, a freelancer working toward the goal of earning $1,000 more per month. I showed her how 90% of her activities were a complete waste of time, and I showed her how to earn more money rapidly. If you're curious, I have tons of resources on earning more money, plus a free mini course with step-by-step scripts to use today. Mistakes. Saving money. Goal. Save money. What people obsess about. Bank interest rates, budgeting, making spreadsheets. What they should really care about. Cutting costs, earning more, setting up automatic savings contributions. Most people never even think of this, but for the few that do, they often approach it in a curious way. How many friends do you know who take out a piece of paper and sketch out grandiose notions of how much they can earn or save to live a great lifestyle? Sound familiar? Yet those pieces of paper are soon discarded, and we get our next set of bills at the end of the month shrugging. I guess I spent that much, we say. When we try to save, we end up trying to save on everything. 50 cents on this, $4 on that. As a result, we give up in a couple weeks. A better approach would be to use the two-headed savings approach, which lets us focus our limited attention and willpower on the biggest wins. After that, focus on the CEO model. Cut costs, above, earn more, and optimize spending. Optimize existing spending by making a few phone calls to negotiate lower rates for cable, your gym membership, even credit cards, and automate the entire process. Mistakes. Bank accounts. Goal. Open an account. What people obsess about. Account interest rates. Rewards. What they should really care about. Opening an account and automating payments. I get dozens of emails every week with people freaking out about opening a bank account. Ramit, they say, your book says ING gives 3%, but it's only 0.75%. What am I going to do? First, I want to ignore them. Then I want to kill them. Finally, I decide to shame them. Attention, morons. The difference between 1% and 2% on even a $10,000 balance is about $8 a month. You do not get rich from rate chasing. Instead, pick a bank you trust, fold it into your automation system, and get on with your life. Don't know where to start? Here are my favorite checking and savings accounts. Pick one and get on with your life. The key takeaway: work on the right things, not everything. Americans love to try to do it all. They use phrases like, it couldn't hurt, right? When in reality, it very much could hurt to focus on the wrong things. That's because we're cognitive misers with limited attention and willpower. If you're wasting these limited resources worrying about a $3 latte, you will almost certainly be ignoring the big wins, like negotiating a higher salary, finding your dream job, earning more, and cutting costs on the biggest areas of spending. Making these big changes is hard, so we try to distract ourselves with peripheral decisions like APR, interest rates, credit card companies, and other irrelevant data. Choose your battles wisely. We can only focus on so many things, something that flies in the face of our do-it-all culture. So it's important to 1. Pick the right areas to focus on, and 2. Ruthlessly hone and optimize our approach within each area. For example, we all know people who have been talking about some great idea they have for 20 years. Compare them with someone else who decides to simply get started, who takes a testing approach, and after 4 weeks has made more progress than the dreamer made in 40 years. I've covered every single one of these topics on this site over the last 8 years. To get started, check out the links above. But before you open up 20 tabs, commit to do just one thing today. Maybe it's cutting $100 a month from my spending, or earning $250 a month by May. Just remember, most people will focus on the tactics because they're shiny and immediately rewarding. But losers love tactics. Winners ignore shiny things and focus on what matters most. You just listened to the post titled 4 Dumb Money Mistakes by Ramit Sethi of IWillTeachYouToBeRich.com. If you have any comments about the post or about Ramit, his philosophies, or maybe a personal experience regarding this topic, come share those thoughts with us at oldpodcast oldpodcast.com. And real quick, if you want a really easy and free way to show your support for this podcast, come join the Optimal Finance Daily family, and you can get yourself some free stuff in the process. Just text the word financial to 44222 or visit oldpodcast.com and you can join there. Again, you can text the word financial to 44222 or visit oldpodcast.com. It's free to join our newsletter, plus you'll be entered to win free books every month. Once again, text financial to 44222 and you'll get the ball rolling. And that's 7 episodes down of our new podcast. Have a great morning, afternoon, or evening, and I will see you back here tomorrow where your optimal life awaits.
Hello, Life Optimizer. This is Justin Malik, creator and producer of this podcast, but also Optimal Living Daily, the show where I read to you from even more blogs covering finance, productivity, minimalism, personal development, and more from amazing bloggers like Derek Sivers, Zen Habits, The Minimalists, and all the ones you hear on this show too. So if you enjoyed today's episode and like taking amazing blogs on the go, come on over to Optimal Living Daily and subscribe to that one too. And together, we'll start optimizing your life.
You've been listening to Optimal Finance Daily. Be sure to hit the subscribe button to stay up to date on each new episode and head to oldpodcast.com. That's oldpodcast.com for a free gift as well as more actionable tips and resources to help you maximize your potential. Thanks for joining us, and remember, your optimal life awaits.